And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
All right, welcome to the show. Thanks for spending time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Realty. I've got an economic update for you here. Commercial real estate, residential real estate, existing home sales jumped 5.1% in December. We'll talk about some of those different stories here coming up on the program. Jay Smith, A-Snoop Inspection, back in studio with us. We're going to talk with him about his business and a lot of the stuff happening in Florida real estate. Also, the governor's race in Florida kind of heating up, man. I was listening to one of the GOP candidates, Fishbach is his name. He's talking about a Mondani tax. He's saying, hey, Florida's full. If you're coming down from New York, we're going to tax you. So we'll touch base on that kind of story here.
You didn't throw your name in the ring yet?
No, not yet. I was waiting for next cycle. I'm going to go for next cycle. We'll see. I don't know. I've been asked to run for different things, county commissions and this and that. She's like, I think I'll be a sideline player for a while.
Yep.
Stay on the sideline. We got attorney Millie Athanason joining us also, law offices, Millicent B. Athanason on the program coming up later on as well. All right, a couple of hot listings. We'll jump into it. 2488 Del Rio Way, Dunedin, Florida. Beautiful listing. I love this property. What a great area as well. You're close to Honeymoon Island. Keller Realty, 2488 Del Rio Way, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-car garage, 14 plus square feet, 1,400 plus square feet, just under quarter-acre lot. This home is remodeled to perfection, inside and out, impact-rated windows, contemporary design elements, lighting, tasteful tropical landscaping, all-new kitchen with quartz countertops, white shaker cabinetry, stainless steel appliances, farm sink, breakfast bar and nook. Great opportunity to buy real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. One of the hottest little areas. A lot of people love Dunedin, Jay. What a beautiful area. Dunedin, Palm Harbor.
Sought after area. Just did a condo there this week.
Yeah, beautiful property on Del Rio Way in Dunedin, Florida. Great opportunity to buy real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. 9078 Birmingham Avenue, Weeki Wachee, another one of our listings up in Weeki Wachee, Florida. You get a little bit more bang for your buck the further north you go. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-car garage, 2,452 square feet, almost 2 acres of land, just under 2 acres of land, 1.81 acres. Move-in ready home, newer built property in 2004, thoughtfully upgraded inside and out. You got a large bonus room, split floor plan, updated kitchen, stainless steel appliances, quartz countertops, and a great opportunity to buy real estate. Looks like it's fenced in as well, so you get that privacy aspect, a metal carport there, well water filtration system as well. Check out 9078 Birmingham Avenue in Weeki Wachee, Florida. And you can see all of our real estate listings. Search the MLS at PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com. And you can see all of our radio and TV show expert contributors and subscribe to our YouTube channel at ConsumerQB.com.
And yeah, I'm racing my class to those saving our ass overseas.
Yeah, that's right. Shout out to our veterans out there. I haven't talked to you, I don't think, on air, of course, since the Maduro. Speaking of the veterans,
this is the first time for 2026.
In the active military. Shout out to our troops out there, man. They went in there and made that look simple, didn't they?
They sure did. I mean, I can't believe we were actually able to do that. I mean, it's truly unbelievable.
It's a show of force, show of American exceptionalism. And you know what's interesting? I physically subscribe to the Epic Times. I like to have the old school paper in my hand. Maybe it's a true sign I'm getting older. Right?
Yeah, I agree with you there.
I read that paper, and the story behind the story there is, that was a lot of Chinese and Russian-made air defense systems.
Yeah,
we were able to shut down those systems and not take on any anti-aircraft. And anyway, so just a really
like
cool
you said,
thing.
Literally shut it down.
Yeah,
we're coming in.
And
you're
we
not
got
going to
them
know
out
it.
like 46 seconds. So they're pretty cool to see. So shout out to all of our veterans, our military, everybody out there. We really appreciate you and everything you're doing out there. So, all right, Jay Smith back in studio with us. A-Snoop Inspection. We got the Snoop Dogg in the house. He's online at a-snoop.com. What are you seeing out there, man? It feels like the market's picking up. We put 3 or 4 properties under contract last week.
Yeah.
I really see like this hit. We had a 0.5 point drop in rates. You got the Mondani effect happening from New York City potentially. What's your thoughts on real estate?
Well, the New York thing, they all seem to be heading to Miami. So
that East Coast, man.
That might be getting filled up, so maybe we'll start seeing more here coming up that they got to look for a different place.
Yeah. And then the Miami people moved to like the center of the state, my hometown, where a lot of people are down in LaBelle, Hendry County, Clewiston. A lot of people are moving from Miami to there. And then, some people do make their way to Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater.
Yeah, Tampa, St. Pete. Lakeland's growing. I mean, we're
County.
definitely growing. I do feel the momentum picking up. I don't think we're far away from it really being strong again.
Yeah.
It's January. I mean, there's only so much acting. January.
Yeah, exactly. So the momentum, and this is out of Florida Realtor Magazine, existing home sales jumped 5.1% in December, the strongest reading in nearly 3 years, even after adjusting seasonal factors. Sales are up 1.4% from a year ago. That's nationally. Now here in Florida, of course, we're especially blessed to have a great governor in the state, common sense laws, back in the blue, a lot of positive things happening, in the state of Florida. Just to name a few, we've had, this is from Ron DeSantis' recent State of the State address. He delivered nearly $9.7 billion in tax relief. We're on track to pay down over 50% of the state-supported debt, and that's all cumulative debt from all former administrations. Universal school choice with approximately 1.4 million Florida students in a school choice program. We doubled the funding for cancer research. We made transformative investments in conservation in the Everglades, which is big for a lot of the folks where I'm from down in South Florida. The nation's enacted the nation's strictest laws cracking down on illegal immigration, and more than 287 agreements than any other state, upheld law and order, anti-riot laws. And it goes on and on. Reconstituted the Florida State Guard, increased pay for first responders, law enforcement, and teachers. So a lot of positive things happening in Florida, man.
Yeah, man. It sounds good. I mean, the fact that they're paying the debt down that much, and he's still got another year in office. We're not, he's still here. Yeah. And who knows what he can do over the next year? I mean, how much more of the debt can they pay down?
Yeah.
And I think that'd be huge. I mean, if we're a debt-free state here in a couple of years, I think that's unbelievable.
Yeah, find out. So the governor's race is heating up. We've had Jay Collins on the show. He's the current lieutenant governor, number 2 in charge here in Florida.
Him.
Jay Collins doing a great job. Florida GOP candidate Fishbach was recently on the PBD podcast. I want to play what he said here, talking about the Mondani and the New Yorkers coming down.
I'm a big fan of what you've built here. I wanted to make a little bit of news here this morning if I can.
Beautiful. Go for it.
We all have friends in New York, and I am sorry for their loss that Zohran Mamdani is their mayor, but I want to be very clear. 3 words: Florida is full. We are not a refugee camp for New Yorkers to flee from their problems. That's your mess. Clean it up.
We're not a refugee camp. So he's saying, he goes on to say he's going to enact a $50,000 tax for anybody coming down from New York. So what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I get it. And unfortunately, it just sounds like something Mondani would do.
Yeah.
But he would charge him $50,000 to leave, and we're going to charge him $50,000 to show up. I mean, we both know it's never going to happen. But, it's an interesting thought.
Well, he's a long shot to win anyways, is what I think. But you never know how things shake out in political campaigns.
Yeah.
But he says a lot of the right things, too. I like what he said. I heard him on Tucker's podcast talking about getting Florida back to what it was known for, oranges, reinforcing the citrus growers, the agricultural folks in Florida, protecting them, helping protect some of the agricultural lands. Whereas he draws a contrast to Byron Donalds, who, is the front runner. He's backed by Trump. He's got millions in the coffers. But Byron Donalds, in terms of running for governor, some of the downside of what I'm hearing is that he's aligned with big weed, and I don't think that should be in the hands of the children. I think that we don't need to be changing laws around marijuana. And then also, secondly, he's for a lot of the big data centers. And I'm not big on data centers. Those big data centers coming in, it brings a lot of the tech crowd, a lot of the tech bros, the EB-1 visa. Hire Americans. We want to hire Floridians. So.
Yeah. Well, we need the data centers, but you also can have some regulations there to make sure how they're doing them.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I like that. All right, so we're talking with Jay Smith here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Commercial real estate's another big part of the Florida economy. and some of the commercial market outlook. There's a couple realtors here in Florida Realtor Magazine talking about the Florida real estate market will continue to thrive on population growth and strong business fundamentals, says a gentleman from another real estate group in Orlando. Growth is the story. As long as people are moving to Florida, vacationing here, the commercial market will grow, which also visitors continue to drive demand for everything from grocery anchored retail centers, multifamily housing, and industrial projects. Those three go hand in hand. So it's interesting to see, Florida, and just about a year ago, I think it was, that we ended in October 2025, Florida finally eliminated the commercial lease tax, which is something that Florida realtors advocated for many years. So that's a tax that they cut. And then also the big talk of the town and many towns in the state of Florida is the elimination of property taxes on primary residences. What's your thoughts there?
Not commercial. I'm okay. I'm for it. But my reservation is, does that increase the amount of people coming to Florida?
Yeah.
I mean, we go back to, hey, Florida's full. And it's not full,
Yeah.
but I mean, how much will that increase the people trying to come here is the one concern for me.
Yeah, exactly. And then some of the other thoughts are, how are you going to pay for it? Well, we had record visitors again in Florida last year. So, you can increase some of those taxes on tourism, hotels, Airbnbs, add some of that to the coffers.
But do you even need to do that?
But the other thing is just simply the amount of waste, fraud, and abuse. Dave, let's throw up our favorite graphic here. You look at the different counties. Look at how much each county is wasting. This is by Blaze. He's the CFO. He's the Fiscal Agency for Financial Oversight, FAFO, if you know what that means. $1.86 billion in wasteful spending exposed throughout the state of Florida. And, if you look at the traditional, places where you see most of the fraud, Miami-Dade, $302 million. Palm Beach County, $344 million. Broward County, $189 million. And a lot of this
Hillsborough's the big one there.
Hillsborough's another big one. $278 million right here in Hillsborough. So now they're saying this is wasteful spending. Some of it may be fraud. Some of it's abuse. Yeah. But I've seen DeSantis on a couple different shows, and he said back in 2019 you had cumulative property taxes of $39 billion.
32.
Okay.
And then it went to 56. I think
That's right.
I didn't hear what year I'm assuming it was 2024.
Yeah, it was like 4 years later. So it almost doubled in a matter of 4 years. So that, to me, that doesn't add up. You don't need to be doubling taxes in a short period of time. So there's got to be a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse there.
Absolutely. And then if you think about if only 30% of that tax went away, because supposedly only 30% is homesteaded,
right?
They should be able to adjust.
Yeah.
I mean, just get rid of the waste.
That's
You
right.
talked about, do we need to add some other taxes? I don't actually think so.
Right. You may not have to. And that's something to look at. So, it's going to be on the ballot. What they're doing right now is they're trying to water down. They're trying to give multiple choices of, do you want this version, or you're going to have 15 different, 8 different choices of ice cream, and it's going to be confusing because you have to have a 60% threshold for that measure to win.
One thing I heard about that is it's still under like one bill, and then there's choices underneath that bill. So if the overall bill passes with 60%, like they all vote yes there, and then I guess there's a subsection to it to
I hope
break it down more. That's what I understand. I think
right.
that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Now, I don't have that confirmed either, but that's something I was being told that's how it was going to break down.
Insurances are also coming down. That was another big story, 8.7% across the state. So insurance is coming down.
That's huge.
That makes up a lot of your PITI, if you ever heard that term. It's principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So you got that PITI payment. So if we can reduce the principal through the rates and the interest rates and the insurances and taxes, we're looking pretty good in the state of Florida. And that's what we want to look out for here in the state.
It's going in a better direction than it was. I mean, the insurances was getting outrageous. Even values are. We're at that edge. Are they too high?
Yeah, and we're getting taxed on an unrealized gain, and that's just really the signs of socialism. That's not something that we if you're earning income, I could see a tax on that. But the other factor is $18 trillion raised in foreign dollars pouring into the country. So tariff money, $18 trillion there. I mean, that can be utilized in a certain way. You also have a lot of positives when you look at the stock market's up, investments in kids' accounts, the Trump accounts. I love that. Tariff revenue, I just mentioned $18 trillion. The military, the morale and recruitment is up. Rare earth mineral production. And, there's something like 31 U.S. investment projects, manufacturing, large. These are large investment in steel manufacturing, automobile. We had Mike Murphy on. He's our auto
and
industry
a lot of them
expert.
already broke ground, haven't they?
Yeah, a lot of them have. And he mentioned how Hyundai, I think it was something like $8.9 billion in their groundbreaking project. So all of this is going to have that cumulative effect. And we're going to see, I would think, just a record year in real estate and investment and business. Things are really going to be humming along. So hopefully they don't throw another, China virus at us or something to slow us down. We'll see.
What's that?
Yeah. All right, quick break. Right back. More with Jay Smith, A-Snoop Inspection, for all your inspections on your commercial properties, residential properties. We want you reaching out to the show, supporting the local economy by supporting Jay Smith, A-Snoop Inspection, online at a-snoop.com. And you can see all of our experts at consumerqb.com. Quick break.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rimes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Did you know that we buy houses cash? We can close quickly for a all-cash offer on your real estate properties, residential, commercial, even vacant land. We'll buy your property cash. No cleaning, no showings, and no hassles. You can even possibly stay in your home post-closing. Call Brandon at 813-917-1894. Submit the email at consumerqb.com or call 813-917-1894. consumerqb.com. We buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owner. Options available. Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, the official Pinellas County restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Say hello to Doug Clark, chef and owner Doug Clark, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance. Say hello to our friend Doug Clark. If you're facing an insurance claim, don't just trust the insurance company to have your best interests at heart. This is Brandon Rimes, Consumer Quarterback Show. Reach out to rightwaypa.com, our friend Derek Coble at rightwaypa.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rimes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty. Buying, selling, investing, refinancing. We would love to talk to you. We got a property here at 103 Brigadoon Drive in Clearwater. This is a beautiful opportunity to buy close to the beaches in Clearwater. Your 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 36 square feet, 3-story residence with no rear neighbors. You got a low HOA fee here. Pets-friendly neighborhood, laminate flooring, modern light fixtures, and a community pool at 103 Brigadoon Drive, Clearwater, Florida. Great opportunity to buy real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. 3308 Landing Place in Palm Harbor. Executive style, beautiful home in Cobb's Landing. Great community here. 3 bedrooms plus an office, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage, over 3,000 square feet, over a third of an acre lot, ground level master bedroom, private pool, outdoor entertainment area, private marina with 500-acre lake. You have the restaurant there on the lake as well, so you could boat to dinner, boat to lunch. Gated tennis and basketball courts, waterfront park, playground, and scenic walking trails. You can see all of our listings online and search the MLS at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And you can see all of our radio and TV show experts at consumerqb.com. Quick shout out to Satellite Phone Store. I've got a Sat phone, and it might be a good idea for you and your family as well. Sat123.com/REQB. Satellite Phone Store, longtime friends of the show. Sat123.com/REQB, like real estate quarterback. And also Patriot Mobile. Shout out to Patriot Mobile, America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. Patriot Mobile, mobilizing freedom. Christian conservative wireless provider right here. Friends of the longtime friends of the Consumer Quarterback Show, that is. All right, so we're talking with Jay Smith, A-Snoop Inspection here in studio. And Jay, some strong wage growth in the state of Florida too. That also drives the economic side of things. So Florida continues to outperform most of the nation in wage growth, with more than 30 metro areas recording increases of 30% since 2013. Surprisingly, Sebring, Ocala, Deltona, Daytona, Ormond Beach are ranking in the top 10 nationwide.
Wow.
In the top 10. Tampa Bay has a 29.74% wage increase. Again, that's over a 7-year period here, 2019. Southwest Florida is posting one of the nation's sharpest increases, 38.74% in Southwest Florida. Kind of my home area there, LaBelle, Fort Myers area. Yeah. And, so, with wage growth, that's what we need. We need good jobs, good paying jobs.
Well, you have that, and get rid of the property tax, and we could be sailing here big time.
We could be in good shape. Also, FIFA World Cup coming to Florida. This is I'm not a huge soccer fan, but I mean, it's big across the globe, right? When I think of football, I think of traditional football, but a lot of people don't. But the Miami Host Committee project talks about a $1.5 billion economic impact for the state of Florida. So the spotlight's going to be on Miami coming up. Miami's going to host 7 matches of this FIFA World Cup coming to Florida.
Wow. When's that start?
That's going to be in June.
June. Okay.
Yeah. So another big, economic impact. We just had, of course, the national championship game where the Hurricanes got beat, but that was a good game, though.
It was a good game. I was watching it start to finish. I mean, you couldn't get away from it.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, we get the game here in Tampa in a couple of years.
Oh, do we?
I think 2029.
What's
believe.
that? The college championship?
The championship game.
Yeah.
I think it's 2029 that it's here at Raymond James.
Yeah. Too bad USF. We lost our coach and a quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, I saw that. I mean, they seem to be up and coming, and then you up and come here, and you go somewhere else.
And then they go somewhere else. That portal's just really changed things, man. It's made it tough to keep good players.
I still don't think it's a good thing.
I don't like it so much, but
the portal and the money, those two things, it could. I wonder what it's going to do to college football long term.
Well, you got Coach Brian Hartline coming in. He's got some good recruits, at least from what I've heard. He's picked up a couple of 5-star athletes coming in, so we'll see.
Where did the coach go?
He came from. Well, our coach went to LSU, but Brian Hartline came from OSU, so the Ohio State Buckeyes.
All right.
He was I think he was a quarterback's coach or something like that. But
all right, that'll
we'll
work.
see. We'll see where it goes, man.
Keep it going.
We got the Grammatica boys for kickers, so if we get it inside the 40 or 50, we're gonna get 3 points. You'll see. All right, Jay. Thanks for coming in, man.
Good to see you again.
Check him out online, a-snoop.com. Jay Smith, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, the longest running show partner, I believe, of all of our show partners.
Yes, sir.
Jay Smith in the house. All right, coming up, Millie Athanason, Esquire, in studio with us. We're going to talk with her about her business and other things happening in Tampa Bay. And thank you so much for supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show, all of our local expert contributors here.
Work done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man Brandon Rimes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Consumer Quarterback Show. We're welcoming in attorney Millie Athanason, longtime friend of the show, back in studio with us. We're going to talk about some of the latest stuff happening in Tallahassee, what the legislature's looking at, and some of the newer laws that are potentially being enacted, and kind of looking at that as well. Property taxes, a big one, AI regulations, pet insurance, and as interesting as that sounds, law offices of Millicent B. Athanason, PA, in studio with us. We're going to talk with her more here in just a moment. As you know, we like to feature our real estate properties on air, part of a strategy to help our sellers sell faster for more money with less headaches, maximizing the exposure and the profit. 369 West Winds Drive in Palm Harbor. This is a remodeled home right here in a boaters community. You have access to the Gulf here from 369 West Winds Drive, Palm Harbor. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 14 square feet, just under quarter-acre lot. This is a renovated home. Has updated ceiling fans. Beautiful bathroom remodels there as well. Kitchen looks great. You got that wide open floor plan and a large island in the kitchen. Primary bedroom with an ensuite showcasing dual vanities, walk-in shower. 369 West Winds Drive in Palm Harbor. Bring your boat. Enjoy the boating community. Baywood Village is a true Gulf front community offering optional HOA of just $60. So low HOA fee there. 369 West Winds Drive in Palm Harbor. Another beautiful listing from the Platinum MVP team. All right, we got a vacant land parcel at 3314 Fernleaf Drive, Hernando Beach. We got about a dozen vacant land parcels. If you're looking to buy land, we'd love to talk to you. Commercial, vacant land, residential properties, of course. About 45 current listings. This one on 3314 Fernleaf Drive in Hernando Beach is just under a quarter-acre lot. Zoning is R2. You have access to the Gulf. You also have a double lot here where you can build your dream home, about 80 foot of frontage on that seawall, access to the Gulf, and no HOA or CDD fees or deed restrictions. So the lot is approximately 82 feet by 100 feet, and it has public water service already there as well. Great opportunity to buy real estate. You can see all of our listings online at platinummvpteam.kw.com. See all of our radio and TV show experts at consumerqb.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, our friend Millie Athanason, welcome back in.
Thank you for having me, Brandon. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. How's the new year treating you so far?
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been great.
I love it. Seems like the economy's picking up. A lot of good things happening. We put 3 or 4 properties under contract last week, and just noticing a boom. The rates have dropped a little bit, so things are looking good.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm excited. What did you want to talk about today?
Well, you know, the legislature is in session right now for the 2026 season, and so I thought I might talk about a little bit about what's going to be discussed up there, because if you haven't contacted your legislature or your congressman, if you had a concern about an issue, certainly now would be the time to get in touch with their office to let them know what your concerns are. I always tell people when they come in and complain about laws to me, it's like, look, I don't write these things.
Yeah.
I just practice within them, you know.
Yeah.
So call your congressman if you've got a problem, you know.
Yeah, that's a good point to make. I mean, hey, we're just playing within the rules here.
Yes.
And you're kind of, helping translate those rules into real life situations. What areas do you practice?
So I practice in 3 areas: plaintiff's personal injury, so auto insurance, automobile claims, boating, any type of injury related. When I was a baby lawyer, I actually started out as an insurance defense lawyer. So I worked on the other side for insurance companies. So now I've switched over many years ago. I call it being on the dark side. Now we're on the light side, so
okay.
It's all good. And I also do family law because apparently I'm not mentally well. So
yeah.
I handle a lot of divorces.
I can imagine.
I know, it's crazy.
I can imagine.
And it's a nice balance with the auto, because that's more straight contract type law. Whereas when you're dealing with divorce, it's a lot of emotional issues.
Yeah.
And so forth. So you really have to kind of walk the family through that process. Yeah. And then we also do estate planning and probate. And interestingly, probate used to be kind of a mild, relaxing type of practice. But what we're seeing now, people are are just dissatisfied and not tolerant. And there's all kinds of fights between families that, 30 years ago when I was a younger lawyer, just didn't see that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's definitely evolved over time.
Temperatures have gotten hotter over the years, right?
They certainly have. And people fight about more things. It's amazing.
Yeah, the mental health. We talked with Dr. Scott Anderson on yesterday's show about the mental health crisis in America. And just, it's just sad to see the state of affairs. The divorce rate now well over, over 50%. It's been that way for a while. So, yeah, personal injury law, family law, estate planning, probate avoidance, those are your areas. So what's new? What do you think our audience need to know about, or just, consider? Property tax is one of the biggest ones that we're talking about this year.
Yeah, so what they're looking at basically is to increase the amount of the homestead exemption by about $100,000 each year till they eliminate basically property taxes. There's some difficulties because obviously not everybody's in agreement with that, and there's a lot of tension between the governor and the Speaker of the House. And so right now this is an election year and everybody knows it, so they're calling him a lame duck. I mean, really, a lame duck is usually after the election, but they're basically because he can't run for re-election.
Yeah.
That's what the predicament is. So even though the governor has great intentions and really wants to do that, I think it's going to be a struggle to get that through.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's interesting to see because you have a situation where, he's re-elected. He's into his, seventh year, eighth year. So you have, so it's like a transfer of power coming. Is it going to be Byron Donalds? Is it going to be Fishbach, Jay Collins? Maybe Casey DeSantis throws her hat in the ring.
Maybe.
Who knows? It's interesting to see, but it seems like I think DeSantis is leaning towards endorsing Jay Collins, who we had on the show about a month ago. But former Green Beret, he's got a great story. But so it's interesting to see how that balance of power shakes out. And, property taxes, just initially your thought is, it's an unrealized gain. That would be great. Can we get rid of it? But it's a little bit more of a complex issue, as we've talked to a lot of people on the show for the past 6 months or so about that.
Well, what's interesting, I mean, I think we have a housing crisis to a certain extent out there. When I was younger, I remember that houses were probably about 3 or 4 times the amount of what you earned at that time. Now, they're like 7 or 8 times higher than what people earn. So for young people, like when I was young, I don't know with you, but I was able to buy a house pretty young, and now when you look at the youth, they're not able to do that because they can't even come up with the down payment. So I'm hoping that this property tax relief is going to help that. I mean, obviously there's issues with supply and demand. There's obviously not enough housing on the market, and so, but you have buyers that want to buy. So it definitely raises the rate of the properties, and so obviously that's going to affect the ability of people to buy. So you're it's kind of really affecting middle class America. A lot of the properties, at least what I'm seeing, are being bought and owned by companies that use it as part of their portfolio.
Exactly.
And so, again, that drives the prices up. And what you're going to see is a generation of renters, I think. I mean,
potentially,
I could be wrong.
Well, big news is on that front too. Is Trump called last week? He called for banning institutional buyers. So that just came out. That's big news there. He said, look, people live in homes, not corporations.
Right.
And to your earlier point, 40 years old, that's too old for a first-time buyer. I mean, that's the latest numbers on the first-time buyer. I think I was 28 when I bought my first home. So we've got to do these things to make it happen. Also, big news, the Trump administration spent $200 billion, Fannie and Freddie, investing in the bond market. So then that helped bring the rates down. So now the rates are, you can still get around a 5.25% on an FHA loan. So rates have dipped. But it's a very complex issue. And I love the idea of getting rid of those taxes because we talk about it a lot on the show. But Dave, let's throw up that FAFO, the Florida Doge efforts. So the Blaise Ignolia, he's gone around the state and hit up different counties. So this is what the CFOs posted: $1.86 billion in wasteful spending. Miami-Dade, $302 million. Palm Beach County, $344 million. Right here in Hillsborough, $278 million. of wasteful spending. Now, is it waste? Is it fraud? Is it abuse? But yeah, so there can be some cuts. Let's keep moving because I know you've got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So property tax is one.
Yeah,
AI
that's a big
regulation is another big
Biggie.
area. That's a huge one for people, especially I feel for the seniors. People that are just they don't understand technology, and then you throw these AI videos and movies at them.
Right. And it's people are relying on AI, and AI isn't necessarily the authority. AI gets better the more you train it, obviously. But what people are now doing is they're relying on it kind of like Facebook posts, that they're the absolute gospel. And you really have to be careful with that. And then there's a lot of fraud and deception in that. So I think the government wants to come in and try to regulate that to make sure that good providers are out there and that there's not a lot of fraud going on. And yes, the elderly are prime targets. They're innocent. They don't understand a lot of this technology. I mean, you have to, baby boomers did not grow up with any technology. Right. So it was definitely, I mean, even I didn't really, our cell phones were on the wall and you answered the phone, you know, and you dialed it, right? So we're, the cell phones only came about, as when I say younger, in my 20s and 30s and stuff. So it's definitely come a long way. But, the baby boomers, no, they don't know anything. And so I think it's even more of a challenge for them. And they're more gullible. They believe that, oh, well, it's on the internet. It's got to be true.
They're more accepting. More gullible, more ignorant in a sense, not in a negative sense, but just ignorant to the technology, what's capable.
Right.
And so the big controversy there, which we've covered as well, we have a tech expert that comes on the show. The big controversy with AI is relating to states' rights versus a federal uniform policy. Have you seen that or heard?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's kind of Trump says, look, if we're going to continue to dominate in the AI space, where he says we're leagues ahead of China, if we're going to continue to dominate, we've got to have one rule book for all 50 states. You can't have Florida having one, California having, because then it gets too complex for these big companies. And you think about, and to your earlier point, when you look at, if you got Chat GPT, Grok, OpenAI, Genesis, Google has their version, Apple had one. I think they might have gone away with it because it was kind of weak. But you have all these different AI companies, and it comes down to what data are they programming in there, and then you get into open source or closed source. But let's go to the first topic there. States' rights versus one federal policy. What's your thoughts around that?
On that, I do agree that a federal policy would be good because, again, it'll make it easier for the companies to establish rules and procedures that are good throughout the states. And then it's great for consumers, too. They know what to expect. Yeah. And I think it'll cut down on fraud. If the federal government is overseeing it, I think that if there's state government that controls it, you're going to see too many different rules. It's going to get very confusing, and I think it's going to drive up the costs of the AI because they've got to figure out how to navigate in each state. So I do think overall it's better for the American public to have it that way.
I do agree with that as well. If you just joined us, by the way, we're talking with attorney Millie Athanason here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, longtime friend of the program, personal injury law, family law, estate planning, probate avoidance. We want you supporting the local economy by supporting our show. ConsumerQB.com. You can find the phone number there. Submit an email form. ConsumerQB.com will put you in touch with Millie. But yeah, that's a great topic, a great answer. I mean, I do agree that we need a macro idea that can be covered because then we can have uniformity and that will cut down costs. That will make it a little less litigious, maybe.
Yes.
Because you got certain companies that are working in multiple states. You got people that live in multiple areas. So yeah, very complex issue. So AI, and one quick story too. I had a friend of the show here that had a call. It was her daughter that was allegedly in the backseat of a car. Yeah, give them the money, it's me. And it wasn't her voice. And she lost thousands of dollars. So these scams are out there, and they're happening, and it's real. So these are things that we have to address law enforcement-wise, policy, procedure-wise. I've got a quote here from our state representative, a local state rep, that Bernie Jacques, who's been on the show right here out of Largo. He said, and it was actually shared by the Hodge twins, if you know who those guys are. But newly bill filed would crack down on illegal immigration by banning remittances. So in other words, a lot of these people, these migrants, illegals, come over and they send money overseas, back overseas. That money needs to stay in our economy. Blocking access to banks, loans, housing assistance, licenses. Again, you've seen the CDL licenses that are approved in California, killing people in Florida when you have the wrong people behind the steering wheel of an 18-wheeler, multi-thousand-pound vehicle, and they're getting into accidents. Hitting companies harder for knowingly hiring undocumented workers. No loopholes, no half measures. This is what real enforcement looks like, filed by Representative Bernie Jacques. So that's a quote there from State Representative Bernie Jacques and the Hodgson twins on social. But yeah, I want to cover insurances as well when we come back. So more with Millie Athanason here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. That's a big topic as well. Property taxes, insurance, that leads to affordability and housing. So we'll talk with Millie on the flip side here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, online at consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Tired of long lines at the airport? Check out Tampa Bay's premier private jet source. I'm Brandon Rimes for Will Smith Aviation, aircraft management, acquisition, and sales, luxury jet escapes, and packages. Check them out online, willsmithaviation.com. That's willsmithaviation.com, or call the show. I'll put you right in touch directly with Captain Will Smith. AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com for all of your non-woke, American-made products. American values, Christian, conservative American values. Say hello to my business partner, Jim McCune at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Say hello to Shane Socash, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg, online at David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com for all of your precious metals and jewelry design. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for Jason Coble, owner of Coble Law. Coble Law has been handling injury cases in Tampa for the past 14 years and has a specialized approach focused on limiting client cost and maximizing client profit. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. Jason Coble, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, personal injury law, and work comp law. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for our friends at TargetSurveying.net for all of your surveying needs. Land surveying firm providing services for real estate since 1992, and they are statewide. Check them out online, TargetSurveying.net. That's TargetSurveying.net. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rimes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. That's consumerqb, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing? We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Consumer Quarterback Show. Insurances are a big topic here in the state of Florida as well. So we're going to talk about that. Governor DeSantis recently gave his State of the State update, and so we'll dive into that. Insurances, I think, is another major area for improvement, and we're seeing that. We saw some tort reform, so we'll talk with Millie Athanason about that. Attorney Millie Athanason, AthanasonLaw.com. We'll talk with her more about that as well here coming up. I want to let you know about one of our listings here also. We got some great opportunities to buy real estate. 13229 Interlaken Road in Odessa, Florida. Odessa is one of the coolest little areas in Tampa Bay. Horse country up there, if you're into that type of thing, horseback riding and rodeo and all that good stuff. 13229 Interlaken Road, Odessa. This is a half acre of land. perfect opportunity to build your dream home or maybe invest in Odessa. There's currently a building on site. It's 24 by 30 foot metal storage building already on site. They have direct access to Interlaken Road, so it's a great opportunity to buy land and build your dream home right here in Tampa Bay. Beautiful place to live, work, and play right here in the Tampa Bay area. We also have the Weeki Wachee Marina for sale up there at 7154 Shoreline Boulevard. Weeki Wachee Marina is listed by the Platinum MVP team, 3/4 of an acre lot. 6 different income streams coming in here, from rentals, a retail shop, you have an ice machine, you have a living space that can be rented, and you also have an authorized Suzuki servicer, established motor repair business as well, boat repair business. 7154 Shoreline Boulevard, Weeki Wachee, Florida. Great opportunity to buy real estate. Yes, that's a commercial listing. We sell property, vacant land, commercial properties, residential properties, buying, selling, investing, refinancing. Reach out. We would love to talk to you. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com, and you can see all of our radio and TV show expert contributors at consumerqb.com. All right, we're talking with Millie Athanason here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And yeah, so the governor was talking about, I think 8.7% was the amount of decreases throughout the state of Florida for home and auto insurances. So those tort reforms that were done 4 years ago seem to be paying off. Progressive Insurance, by the way, was one that sticks out in my mind. It was about a $1 billion rebate back to their customers. So insurances are getting better as well.
Well, yes. I mean, the tort reform, they limited the time frame, as you know, as to when plaintiffs can bring actions against the insurance companies. And so that certainly help decrease the amount of claims that are out there. And then they also changed that if you are more than 50% at fault, you can't make any claims at all. So that got rid of a lot of claims, and people are now, as attorneys, we're more careful about the cases that we take on. Because, again, if the person is more than 50% at fault, they're not going to make any recovery.
You know, it's interesting, too, in this bill, I was looking at it, it says they're making illegal aliens presumptively at fault in car crashes for insurance purposes. So, you know, illegal aliens shouldn't be driving.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's a problem. Yes.
Uninsured motorists, too, Millie. That's a huge problem in Florida.
Do you know that about 21 to 23% of people on the roads in Florida are uninsured?
Wow. So it's about a 1 in 5 chance that whoever hits you
correct.
Does not have insurance.
So it's really important to have uninsured/underinsured motorist coverage, because there's no guarantee, since the only coverages that are required are property damage and PIP. So bodily injury liability, when you cause damage to somebody else's person, you're not required to carry that in Florida.
Yeah.
So a lot of people will get the bare minimum policies just to get their registration, because when it's down between paying your light bill or buying auto insurance, people are going to try to get out as little as they can, and that's understandable.
Yep.
But what that means is that if you don't have uninsured motorist coverage and somebody hits you that's uninsured, you're in an SOL situation if you're injured.
Yeah.
And so I always tell people it's very important to have that on your policy. Even if you go with a low limit, at least you have something to make a recovery.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't tell you how many cases I've seen over the years where people have these catastrophic injuries, and the other side that hit them, it was some drunk driver that didn't have any insurance. They didn't have an uninsured motorist, and you can't make a recovery for them.
It's terrible.
It is terrible.
And a lot of people, you know, maybe that's the consumer takeaway here. The consumer tip is review your policy. Find out what's in your policy. A lot of people just sign up every year, just renew it. Right. They don't really know what's in it. Same thing with your replacement costs in your home. They don't know that the replacement cost has changed, and from 10 years ago, it may have gone up, may have gone down. Who knows, depending on how the market was when you initially signed. Attorney Millie Athanason, law offices of Millicent B. Athanason. Thanks for coming in, Millie.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here. I enjoy it.
Likewise. Thanks for coming in. AthanasonLaw.com. Check her out online. She's also on Facebook, Athanason Law on Facebook. And hey, another great show. We had Jay Smith, the Snoop Dogg, the home inspector, A-Snoop.com for Jay Smith and attorney Millie Athanason. We want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And thanks for tuning in to the Consumer Quarterback Show online at consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.